Jesus, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting us.
Of course. So we're here today to talk about your software-defined moment as a technologist when you stopped thinking hardware and started thinking software.
Fantastic. So my software-defined moment happened many years back when we started with virtualization. But the real change, the changer, was for us with the beginning of NSX. That was the point where we thought, and we found, and I actually personally found, that their technology was allowing me to do things that weren't totally out of the blue. And we became, and I became personally, an evangelist for NSX, bringing it into any customer, any place where we could talk about it, where we could convince people for adopting it. And it was really for me it was a real game changer. And it was also the moment where I realized I can do things that I couldn't do before, like integrating third-party products and leveraging all the hardware, taking it out and making it software and virtual. That was brilliant. That was probably a few years back that changed it completely.
So we do like to think of NSX as a platform for networking and security services, not necessarily just a product. What sort of other benefits do you see NSX providing, not just, I guess, to the data center, but in general to the environment?
Well, it allows you to do one thing that was not possible before, or even if it was possible before, it was very difficult, which is to insert third-party products. So when you put NSX, you're opening a door, and a doorway, as I say in English, to an unlimited amount of different solutions and capabilities. As I said before, they didn't exist. Or if they existed, we had to put a lot of stacking hardware or rely on companies that will develop a little product and disappear 3 years later. But now you have provided something that was an eye-opener. You put the platform and everything can go on top. No matter how, I can just think about a need and there will be something running there that I can put on top that will help my customers and help the projects.
So you're a CEO of a company. Obviously you've been in this industry for a while. Do you have any advice for people that are just getting started in their careers and in IT in general? What should they do? What should they look forward to?
So that's a very interesting question, because I am an advocate for education and I am also an advocate for training. I've been a trainer in the past myself for years, nearly 20 years already. So somebody who's starting now, either they get a little bit of college/university education, just because you learn a lot of processes and way of thinking. But the second thing you need to do is get into the certification programs. It's very important that the education comes first, then comes the practice, and then comes the access to the first jobs. But education is critical. I know that 80% of what you learn it by doing, but if somebody wants to start, he needs first to get a mindset to be able to absorb content and knowledge.
I know the mindset is a big part of, and especially as we look at change, things are changing rapidly, especially in this industry. And I think embracing that mindset of change is helpful to people that are, even if you've been in this career a long time or this field a long time.
Exactly. And the most important part of what I think most of the people who feel that they're not being successful, it's because they don't have that mindset that allows them to see one path, learn through it, then immediately see the shifting in the world on technology and be able to shift with. I like to think about myself as a boat in a river, and as soon as the river turns right, I turn with the river. It turns left, I turn again. And I spend a lot of time trying to educate my surroundings about how you need to have that mindset to be able to go with the wind, go with the river, keep the flow, follow the flow.
So you obviously have experienced the mindset of change and the mindset of growth helping your career. Have you ever seen it go poorly for somebody that is maybe not willing to accept that mindset of change?
I find that a lot. And there's a lot of situations where, yes, we had examples of people who were invested into hardware or certain parts of software, and they were reluctant and resistant to change. And they don't move. It's just because of the mindset. If you look at them, they're doing very well what they're doing in this area, but they don't have that previous pre-preparation mindset to say, if that change, I change it with it, or even initiate the change by themselves from the inside. Yes, we face that a lot.
So I guess switching gears a little bit, we're at VMworld 2018, right? Are there any announcements or anything you've heard or seen this week that you're really excited about?
No, I'm excited about all the announcements. I cannot say that there has been anything in particular. Every year is a new change. I'm very excited about how VMware is transforming the company into adapting themselves, change into all the other existing technologies, like for example with IBM or with Amazon, and this is the way to go. You cannot be no longer monolithic and own the narrative alone. You need to share the narrative with the rest of the people.
Thank you so much for your time today, Jesus. This has been great.
Thank you very much for having me.
When you are ready to make your tech confession, join us at techconfessionstheshow.com.